Hi everybody, it's Tina Plackinger. Welcome to my channel, where I usually read daily devotions out of my daily devotional called Treading on Serpents. But this here is the Book of Revelation series that I'm reading. We're in Revelation 13 today. It's a lot of symbols, and I have a lot of side notes I want to share with you, and please comment. Please comment. Let me know what you think. Okay. And for some weird reason, this is take 3, so obviously there's a reason for this. Okay. All right. So in Revelation 13, we are dealing with the beast of the sea and the beast of the earth. John is having a vision. Okay, John is being shown some things, Apostle John. And he is supposed to write the book of Revelation and let us know. Okay, so he's telling us what he is seeing. And everything is in symbols. I want to share a couple of things with you before I start so I can continue to read it through. Otherwise, if I keep stopping and throwing in my 2 cents, it gets more confusing. Okay, so these are the notes that I've taken over the years of studying as I've been isolated and doing Bible studies with TV evangelists over the years. Okay. Water means people. The sea means lots of people. Okay. Horns mean kingdoms. Okay. All right. I want you to just kind of think about this. I believe that 666 is the Pope. Okay. I believe 666 is the Pope. And the Pope is very powerful. A lot of people follow the Pope. I saw the Pope like 5 years ago. After my dad died and before they extorted all the money and stole everything from underneath me, I decided to get 2 tickets for me and my mom, and we went to Rome on behalf of my dad. And we saw the Pope. You know, we sat there and we waited for him to come out. And it was Pope Francis, the current Pope. So that was like about 4 or 5 years ago. I've learned a lot since then, and I don't know that I would do that. I might go there for some purses and some shoes and some gelato. But I don't know if I would go there to see the Pope or go into the Vatican or anything. I just don't think so. Not at this point. But there's a lot of people that are not, awake. So who better than to run things than the Pope? He's got a lot of power. He's got a lot of money. So, okay, here we go. That's my 2 cents on the side, okay? Also, I want to say this, all right? Because while I'm talking, the beast that comes out of the sea supposedly is the government, the beast system, the New World Order. Okay, one of these things is the New World Order. We have 2 beasts here, the beast of the sea and the beast of the earth. Okay. Now, I know that there's Satan, there's the Antichrist, there's the false prophet. Okay. And they both are, they all work very closely with one another, all right? And there's a lot of power there and there's a lot of strength there. They talk about the beast that comes out of the sea that has a wound as if was fatally wounded. As if is really important because we have to remember the Bible says as if. I'm going to get to that. As if. Satan is a deceiver. Okay, so I just want to mention this to you. That this could be the wounded and the healed part. I wrote it in the side and want to share it. In the 1780s, Napoleon killed the Pope. Now that could be wounded. All right, over 100 years later, could be the healed. Because in 1929, Mussolini gave the Pope full authority to have and rule the Vatican. So that could be the wounded and the healed. Possible? All right. I also have here that this is Western Europe and Papal Rome and the United States. All right, here we go. This is John talking now. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name, which would be like a kingdom or a beast government. Okay. Now the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, Russia. And his mouth was like the mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshiped the dragon who gave authority to the beast. Now okay, let me just continue before I put in my 2 cents. So they worshiped the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worshiped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And he was given authority to continue for 42 months, which is 1,260 days, which I think is 3.5 years, but I'm not sure. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation, a persecuting power. Okay, I'm going to read it again, verse 7. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. Verse 8. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose name have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb slain from the foundation of the world. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. I can't help but to think that if you gang stalk someone, you're going to be gang stalked. If you persecute someone, you're going to be persecuted, and I can't help it, but that's what I get from verse 10. Okay? Verse 10. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, verse 11 begins the beast from the earth. I have written here the false prophet. I have written here, see Mark 13:14. Okay, all right, verse 11, the beast of this earth. John is talking. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence. See, and he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image to the beast who was wounded by the sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Last verse, verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. Please comment. Let's not fight. And I really appreciate you joining me for these readings. This is a fascinating one. There's lots of symbols. There's lots of confusion. So, please join me for Revelation 14, which will be next. I am doing these in advance so that I can study with you. And in the meantime, stay well. God bless you. And I will see you soon.